We are just 1 month away, not that we're counting, 1 month away from that total solar eclipse.
It's going to be visible to millions of people when it crosses over half of the United States. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Edmondson and meteorologist Ricky Matthews are live outside on our patio with details. Are you guys claiming your spot there?
Yes, well, we're looking forward to the eclipse. It's going to be exciting for the path of totality here in Hampton Roads. We're not going to see the darkness, but we can still see the eclipse.
And this is kind of a fun thing for scientists, and not just us as scientists, but researchers who can only do certain things during the eclipse. Let's take a live look from Jeff's telescope, Telescope 10, and you'll notice here that we can see things that you can see every day, like little sunspots on the left side. See a little black dot? That's a sunspot. But when the solar eclipse happens, what you're able to see is the corona of the sun, which is kind of looks like a little white ring around the sun when you're in that path of totality. Unfortunately, of course, we will not have that here.
Right.
But if you travel, you may be able to see that.
Yeah, and if you do travel, the corona, that part that you can see, I've seen it before. It's not just white. There are some colors that you can only see with your eyes. You can't get a view of it with a camera. It just doesn't work that way. It's beautiful to see. So again, Telescope 10, there's some clouds out there. That's why the sun looks a little fuzzy right now, but we can still see it. Now, if you are going to go to the path of totality, I'm super excited about this because you can see several planets during totality because the sky becomes dark. You can see Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and maybe a comet if that is going to be bright enough.
And those are some of the things you can see. Some of the things you can hear are different animals reacting. I remember that when this eclipse happened in 2017 in Tennessee, we heard crickets. I was looking up and you could see those planets you were talking about, but it was kind of interesting to hear the animals react differently as the sun started to set. So where can you see totality? Where can you see the things that Jeff and I are talking about? Gonna have to travel a bit, a couple hours outside of Hampton Roads towards Dayton, Ohio, towards Indianapolis, Evansville, Indiana, or Cleveland, Ohio. That's where the closest spot is. Jeff and I are going to be traveling a little bit further south. We're heading to Texas and gonna check it out there.
Maybe it's all dependent on the clouds. I could totally flip that the day before. But
fingers crossed though that the weather is okay, not just here, but also across much of the United States. April is kind of a toss-up. We can have clouds, we can have a storm system. It's all kind of just luck, but we'll look at more of the forecast. We get a little closer in the coming weeks. Here in Hampton Roads, you're still going to see a partial eclipse. It'll still look pretty cool, but you're going to have these solar eclipse glasses.
Yeah,
here's what
always have to wear them.
Kind of will look like. You cannot take these off during the eclipse here in Hampton Roads because we'll never have totality. So make sure you pick up a pair of these. A lot of stores are starting to sell them. There's some sold online, but be very careful because there's also some fake eclipse glasses out there online. But there's a couple stores around Hampton Roads that are starting to sell these, and other opportunities as well to grab them.
Yeah, Big Box Hardware Store has them right now in stock. You can get these, of course, from other clubs as well and other sources. One quick reminder, when we're looking through Telescope 10, there's a solar filter on it. So that's, again, has its own protection as it goes to the camera. Back to you, Steve.